Today, I want to talk to you about focus, but not focus on the things that you know you need to be doing, the tasks that are in front of you, that if you do all these tasks, you'll somehow be successful. I'm talking about a different kind of focus. And this isn't a focus on a what, it's a focus on a who. When I talk to people about their businesses and I ask who they're actually talking to, and it's mostly in the context of a marketing conversation about like, who's your real ideal customer? Most of the time you're met with a blank face. They don't really know because our products could help so many different people, but just because they could doesn't necessarily mean that they should. This is something that I struggled with for a really long time because I couldn't accurately assess the size of any market without understanding any of the research tools that are out there available today to be able to get this type of stuff. There's Zoom.info, there's Gazelle, there's all sorts of things that will help you figure out exactly what the market size is, regardless of how small the niche is that you're speaking to. But before we even get into that, let's talk about the niche itself and why it's so important to dial one in. Primary reason for dialing in a niche is that you've got a very specific pain point for your avatar, and your avatar is your ideal client if you're not familiar with that term. But you've got a very specific pain point that that person is trying to solve. Think about niches like this. Black Rifle Coffee Company has done a fantastic job of dialing in their niche and creating all their marketing to serve that particular niche. In short term, Black Rifle pretty much wants people that like coffee that also like the Second Amendment. And because they were able to do that, they were able to pierce a marketplace that was already saturated with millions of different types of coffee. That and their ingenious ability to create viral marketing videos. But it wouldn't have even worked had they not been clear on their niche first. So it's important to get clear on exactly who you want to serve, not just who you could serve, because I could serve attorneys, but I don't really want to because they're attorneys. And you have to punch them really hard to get them to see your way because most of the time they think that they know best. But if you dial in your niche, it becomes so much easier to create marketing messages around that because there's commonality in the pain that all of the people in that specific niche have. Plus, this also makes your fulfillment job easier because, well, now you're only working on the fulfillment of one type of problem that you need to solve. So think about what your niche is when you bring it down, and then you can assess, based on the niche you want to go after, the size of the marketplace that is. I had a conversation with a friend of mine that was just astonishing to me the other day because he's got one of these software systems that allows you to really dig down and find prospects. And we were looking for prospects just as a matter of discussion in the digital printing space, so like graphics printed on t-shirts. We're looking in the greater Sacramento area because that's where I live. And so in the greater Sacramento metro area, we wanted to find digital printing companies that did at least $1 million in top line revenue, all the way up to $5 million, and had grown their employee base by at least 20% over the last 12 months. Pretty specific. Now I'm curious, how many companies like that do you think exist in the greater Sacramento area, which by the way is only the 28th biggest city in the United States? I was shocked about this, 167. So when you think about going after a niche and that being too small, recognize that very fact right there. How many t-shirts do we possibly need? Apparently a lot. So these companies are out there doing really good things and they're doing really well. And if you wanted to niche down into even something that small where I'm only going to help people in the Sacramento area that are in the digital printing space that have done between $1 million and $5 million in the last 12 months and have also grown employees by 20%, now you've got some really specific problems that those people might be facing. So if you're watching this video still to this point, what I want you to do next is I want you to identify your niche. And make it as specific as you possibly can because I promise you there are plenty of prospects out there for you to do business with. And when you niche down, you're going to be able to create such a more powerful marketing message. It's actually going to punch these people right in the mouth and get them to pay attention to everything you have to say. But the only way you're getting there is if you tag on the niche.